Good morning, Richmond. My name is Clayton Gits, and this is Richmond Realty TV. The topic of this morning's show is this is going to be my real estate agent series. So if you're not a realtor, turn it off. Turn off your screen. I'm just kidding. But the reason I've decided to do this, this real estate agent series, is because this is a business that I'm passionate about, and I've got a lot of agents that, just because my team and I have been very successful in this shifting market, I've got a lot of agents that approach me and ask me what we're doing, how we're doing it, and so I decided to do this real estate agent series to share with my colleagues that are with my company and with competitive companies what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, and why we think that's important. So today's topic is going to be prospecting, and let me just start by saying that nothing that I do is original. It sounds awful to say, but it's true. Everything that I do that is successful is modeled after another successful agent's behavior, and most of them are not here in the Richmond marketplace. I do a lot of traveling and a lot of networking with agents around the country. So I go to a lot of events where agents are open to sharing information about what is successful, what they're doing, why they're doing it. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with our viewers in this real estate agent series. So it's raining very hard outside, so I apologize if it's a little distorted today. But so the number one key with prospecting is to first of all get up earlier. You want to make sure that you can structure your day in such a way that, because prospecting it's not an easy habit to form, but once you form this habit, it's just like any other habit. You don't feel right if you don't do it. So the way that we're set up is I'm in the office by 9 o'clock every morning, and I prospect from 9 o'clock until 12 o'clock. The first 30 minutes of prospecting for me and for my team is planning. So we're planning who we're going to call, who we're going to write a personal note to. That's the first 30 minutes. And in the next 2.5 hours, we're on the phone and we're getting after it. And we track our results. So I have a minimum standard for my team that is 10 calls per day, 5 days a week. So do the math. There are 3 of us that are making 10 calls per day, and I reward the person that wins on a weekly basis. We actually give them cash. We roll dice for cash to keep it a little competitive, because my guys are competitive and I'm very competitive, and I don't like to lose. So we track our numbers, we track our results, and I'm actually about to change, to increase those number of calls to 10 live, 10 live contacts, because previously we were just doing 10 calls. If you left a voicemail, it counts. But starting today, I'm going to do 10 live calls, and again, that's something that I just gleaned from another agent. I was listening to a video a conference with another agent who does this, and it's been very, very successful for him and his team. So that's what I'm doing. As far as making it consistent, you have to time block for this activity. So I don't take appointments in the mornings. I don't. There's a sign on my door that lets people know that I'm not to be disturbed. My business manager knows that unless it's an emergency, that she is not disturbing me during this prospecting time, because it takes me off task, it takes me off focus, and it's really hard to get back in the zone when that happens. Now, I want to make sure that people understand, because this is so hard for a lot of agents to grasp, picking up the phone and making contacts. And I got to tell you that once you make this a habit, and I've heard that it takes 30 days to form a habit. It took me a lot longer than that to do this. One of the things that's worked for me is I have an accountability partner, and one of those, and that accountability partner for me is one of my buyer's agents, because he sits in my office with me. He sits right behind me, and I am holding him accountable to making 10 calls per day. So I darn well better do it myself. Now, from a client perspective, I am not an aggressive person. So in terms of, asking for business, and I wish I was more aggressive, to be quite honest. But a lot of these calls look like, for example, I would call and say, "Hey John, good morning. This is Clayton. How are you today?" And we really use the Ford method. It's family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. And I want to know about my clients' families. I want to know about how their job's going. I want to know about any vacations they've taken, and of course I want to know about their family, and that just strengthens my relationship with that person. And I got to tell you, it's so rare that I come across someone that is not willing to have a conversation with me, because I'm not I think because I'm not aggressive. I've really got the mentality of I want to get to know you better, and I also, and this is very important, I know that I believe in my heart of hearts that my level of service is better than the average agent. And if I'm not letting my clients know that I care, that I want to be their realtor of choice when either they are thinking about buying or selling a home, or they know of someone that's thinking about buying or selling a home, I don't want them referring to anyone else, because especially in this market, because I think that people can get hurt by an agent that doesn't have the experience in this market to make it happen, and make it happen at a very high level. So just keep that in mind as you're making these calls. And one final point, you need to have a big why. And this is, to me, this came to me from Keller Williams and Gary Keller. And the big why is something that will remind you every day that this 3 hours of lead generation and prospecting is the most important thing that you're going to do every day, period. So you have to have a big why, a reason for motivating you and getting you past that fear, that hump of not wanting to pick up the phone and reach out to your friends and your family and your leads. So my big why is my faith and my family. And I have affirmations that I read aloud on a daily basis. But my family where I do my prospecting, I have pictures of my family, of my baby girls, Samantha and Sophia, and it reminds me because I still have the same fear. I do not want people to think that I'm calling just because I want their business. That's a part of it, but it's deeper than that, because I really do care about them and their families. So being able to focus on what is important to me, what's my big why, what motivates me, gets me over that hump of picking up the phone and talking to people and reaching out, and people really do appreciate it. So more to come. This is Richmond Realty TV. This is my real estate agent series. Make it a great day.